Hey everyone, welcome to this wonderful space that has been created for absolutely every professional entrepreneur, business person, business owner, or aspiring professional entrepreneur, business owner, where we talk about the real raw reality, not only of the real estate industry, their agents, team leaders, and business, but also universal things that can help all of us grow. As usual, I'm here today and I have an amazing guest that's going to be joining me. And today we're talking about the $1 million marketing that's not going to blow your finances apart. But more importantly, what are the top movers and shakers, the high performance people around the world doing to get their message out? If you guys know me, you know that I always talk about becoming the messenger with the right message and sharing your message, becoming the voice of experience, becoming the voice of expertise. So as usual, if you're watching live, give me a hashtag live. We are on multiple platforms today, and we're going to unpack this conversation in a very interesting way. But first and foremost, I always want to remind everyone to follow us. We bring Agents in the Trenches, which is our podcast that has been up and running for the last year and a half, and we're going on 2 years actually. And we're super excited about everything we've been able to accomplish and everything we've been able to do. So my voice today, I've been doing a lot of talking. And so for those of you, yes, thank you so much. We've got people that are live. Guys, this is going to remain on our social media platforms forever and ever. So even though we only have sometimes a few people watching live, we have a gazillion people that watch us on replay today. Our schedule is a little bit different, but we're testing new things out because we're going national. I told you guys in December, we're going national. And we're actually right now, scouting for those power pack movers and shakers that are across the nation that want to come in. So again, let us know where you're watching from. Give us a thumbs up, ask us some questions, and I'm going to bring into give me a number one if you can see me and you can hear me. Okay, and I'm going to bring into the studio a gentleman that I want to give you a little bit of a story on. So last August, I was thinking, how can I get this done? Whatever that moment, my vision was, I no longer want to be the best kept secret. For too many years, I've been the best kept secret. It is time for me to share and help other people grow. It's time for me to collaborate with other people. No more competition, only contribution. And so I was invited to a 5-day challenge. And in that 5-day challenge, after that, there was a group created. And long story short, it was destiny that I meet this amazing man who is extremely talented. And he is the fuel. He's the rocket fuel behind what we are now building to have our very own $1 million marketing platform. So without further ado, I want to bring my friend, John Collins. Welcome to Agents in the Trenches.
Thank you, Kay. I appreciate it so much. I'm excited to be here. It's always exciting to be with you and be on live with you. So much to learn. And it was destiny. It was fate. And we just, our brains just went together and we started creating. And chemistry like that is amazing.
Tell everyone a little bit about you. Before you tell everyone a little bit about you, I wanna share with those that are watching now or watching on replay. John and I we've never met in person.
No.
We've never met in person, and we've just connected through the alignment of a vision. I've shared my vision with you. You believed in the vision. You have the know-how and the how-to take that vision and help me scale it to, endless possibilities. And that is what makes me so grateful to be here with you today. So everything John is going to share with us today is things he can do for your business and your vision. If you are at that point, which is where I'm at, I'm like, okay, who do I need to align with to go to that higher level. I'm done at this level. I'm ready to graduate. I'm ready to go to a higher level. So without further ado, tell the world about you.
Well, I mean, I've got a varied history. I mean, I've gone through several different changes. I like to say I've recreated myself numerous times. Started in the technical world of air traffic control. Then I owned a medical spa for 5 years. It was profitable. So I've owned my own business. I've been in the mortgage space for 20 years and fell into creating funnels and automation and helping people. And, you know, the other jobs I had, I mean, they were more service oriented, but this one, I feel like it's more personable, and you really get involved, and you learn about what the other person's dreams are and what do they want to accomplish. And I've gotten in this space now with automation and with helping people grow their business, and I just love it. I can't wait to get to it in the morning. So that's pretty much what I eat, sleep, and drink right now.
And you know, it's so crazy because as fate would have it, last month I was invited to an exclusive training. And I just want to share this because I think people need to understand that life does give us signals. I think we just ignore so many of them. I know I've ignored many signals that God and life have given me. And I've also kind of talked myself out of a lot of opportunities because we always think we're not ready. And so ever since I redesigned my brain to walk through any door that opens, forget about being ready. You know, you just gotta, you know, have that leap. You have to be able to take that leap of faith. So as fate would have it, I got invited to an exclusive training. And 2 days ago, I got reminded, hey, are you coming? And it's in Texas. So we shall see if we will finally meet in person and be able to share so much more. But, you know, John, you've really given a backbone to my vision. You know, sometimes the vision is just, it's a puzzle, right? It's a puzzle, and you could see it, you could feel it, you believe it, you believe in it. You feel that you have the potential to do it and to accomplish it, you know, but it's like, okay, how do I put this all together? And you have given this huge vision of going national with everything I'm currently doing here and internationally. And you've given it a backbone. Tell everybody a little bit about the process, because I think people need to understand that it's okay not to know how to do everything as long as you find a who could help you. And you've been that for me. You've been that sounding board. You've been that mentor.
I'm a strategic person, and some of that comes from my past in air traffic control, believe it or not. But you start with a vision, but then you have to have a roadmap of how you're going to get there. There are certain steps that you need to do. I mean, it sounds oversimplified, but if I'm going to drive from Dallas to Fort Myers, I need to know how I'm going to get there. And so the how is the right people, the right plan, the right systems, and you need to put those in place so that you can then live out that vision and get one step closer. Now, what I find many people do is that they have the vision and then they get stuck because they don't know how to take that next step. And so that gets to be very frustrating. And then they move on to the next vision. And so it's a matter of finding the right people, understanding, like in my case, I have to understand where you want to go. I have to understand what your goals are, and then put the steps in place and not try to do it all at once. You have to sequence yourself up to the upper level where you want to be. The other thing is having all your team members on the same page. Everybody has to understand what the vision is and what the roadmap says. And if there's anybody that isn't on board with that, they're not going to be producing in the direction that you want them to. So it's just a matter of putting all the logistics and all of the systems together. I see a lot of people that have the vision, but they don't have the systems, and so that's what I try to do.
And so that's where you've come in and you've basically taken the engine of your company, right? LeadX22. You've taken its engine, you've taken its components, and you've said, okay, here's how we can take this. And I want to tell everyone, sometimes we think too small, right? Sometimes we think too small. I just came out of a master class that I'm taking, and they were saying, don't think big, think bigger.
Yeah.
I thought that was so powerful, right? Because sometimes we think big, but it's so important to be around people that challenge you. Hey, don't think big, think bigger. And one of the things you did for me was, Lucy, why are you calling your stuff just Southwest Florida? You need to go national. Share when you started talking to me, I want to humanize ourselves a little bit, right? Because everybody talks about what I call the fantasies of social media. Everything looks perfect, everything looks easy, everything looks like, okay, they've got it all together. And sometimes we transmit the message of, we can do this, you can't. So I like to humanize ourselves. Tell everybody, when I started sharing with you, what were some of those perspectives you got from me that you were like, okay, hold on, I need to help her here, I need to help her there, so that I can take this engine that I have through my company, LeadX22, and tell everyone why you told me I should stop thinking little, just Southwest Florida, and go national.
It's hard in the beginning, Lucy, because when you first meet somebody, you don't want to just, like, when you get hired for a new position in a company, you don't want to just go in and shake it up. You want to listen, you want to try to understand where they are, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and then from them try to build it beyond that point. So when I first met you, I realized that you were dynamic, that you had the drive, and that you had the vision, but the vision just wasn't big enough, because what I saw in you, I truly believed that you could take it nationally and not just be in that local area. And so that's why I suggested maybe you want to consider adopting the name a little bit differently. But as we moved on, I also saw the assets that you had. I mean, I don't know how many different classes you do. I think you do 8 different classes. But the power of the internet and the power of on demand gives you the ability to not only sell to people that can come to your local area to attend, but gives you the ability to sell that on demand online. Now, of course, certain classes require that you have to be there and you have to prove that you're actually attending, but other classes don't. So one of the avenues that I saw for you, because I saw all of this energy you were generating, was, hey, let's take that stuff and put it online. And so what we did, and what LeadX22, one of the things we do is we create a community where people can come into your community online. They can see the courses that you have, and they can choose what they want, to attend. And all it takes is recording the classes you're already doing, and then repackaging them and putting them on demand. And there you have another product and another avenue.
Yes.
So you kind of have to think outside the box a little bit and go, okay, what do we have, and how can we scale that?
I love that. And for those of you that are watching, we've got, some of our friends watching, and like I said, our biggest audience is on replay. I want everyone to know that I reached out to you, John, when I was in a fork in the road. And I know that I had a question because it was part of that challenge, right? We had taken a 5-day challenge, and it was, how to get your message out there and how to scale. I mean, we're talking about scaling. I mean, what else is there to do in 2025? And we did this in 2024, thinking of 2020. I mean, what else is there to do if you're not scaling? And the only way to scale is to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I was sitting there remembering, who can I talk to help me kind of get these thoughts in my mind aligned, and I reached out to you and I said, can I ask you a question, right? Out of all that group of people, and here we are working on this, and then it turns out that you're seeing the vision from a bird's eye view, right? I'm in the trenches, and then, you know, I allowed you. Everybody needs to understand, you know, people see our glory, but they don't know our story. Right? Nobody knows what happens behind the scenes. Nobody knows the effort that it takes to do everything that I do, because I mean, you're either just showing up at a class at the academy and everything has already been done, or you're showing up at an event where there's 100 people at a mastermind and everything's already been done, or you're watching Agents in the Trenches and everything else has been done. But you've gotten a behind the scenes of Lucy's World and its messiness.
Well, but Lucy, the other important thing is that, you know, when I saw you as the visionary and the expert, but you need a support team underneath you to get you out of the administrative stuff, to get you out of the scheduling. And Lucy needs to do what Lucy does best. Mm-hmm. And so when I saw that I think that was the first thing that I saw, is this woman is trying to do too much.
Yes.
And we need to elevate what she does best and put some people in place down below to take care of the engine. The engine, right. Lucy's on the deck, but the engine needs to run. And so that's what I saw.
I think that it's important that everyone that's watching now or later understands that you also have a vision. You also have gifts and talents. You also are able to do things that no one else can do the way that you can do them. Here's the question. Are you thinking big, or can you think bigger? Okay, so that was where I found myself first.
Yes.
And John came in and said, take Southwest Florida off of this stuff. It needs to be national. And at first I was like, what do you mean? And then the next thing that I want you to think about, and it doesn't matter what you do, is how are you going to get your message out there? And so now I want you to start telling people what you're envisioning for my vision, to create this community that literally it's going to help me accomplish what I've been saying. I said last year, I don't want to work for money. I want to have my money work for me. And then here you are, you know how to do that by putting the community together that's going to deliver the courses, that's going to exponentially grow. Tell everybody a little bit more about that.
Let's be transparent. Okay. When I met you, just like you, I was starting a business that I wanted to grow. And so you were a potential client. Mm-hmm. The problem is, when I met Lucy, Lucy kind of sucked me into her world and got me energized about it. And so it was more fun than I thought it was going to be. And I didn't end up being you didn't end up being my client. We kind of ended up being each other's client.
Strategic partners, yes.
Yeah, I have a business, and the business is LeadX22. And what we do is help people by providing solutions to make their life, number one, easier, two, to increase lead generation, and three, to bring in more revenue. That's what every business leader, I don't care if you're a real estate agent or you're a roofer or a plumber, that's what we all want.
Exactly.
And so, you know, right now, I'm focusing on several areas. One of them, you know, my love for the course creation. I think that is a powerhouse for coaches and academies and schools. Anybody that has anything to teach, that is a gold mine sitting there waiting to be discovered. And then the other thing that I'm very passionate about, and I keep screaming this from the rooftops, is Google reviews. Google
Oh,
reviews.
yes.
And if you'll let me share my screen, I'll kind of go over something. If I can kind of transition into this slowly, is that okay?
Yes, go ahead.
All
You
right,
know how
so
to share your screen. Do your
All right.
magic.
let me see here if I can do this.
And while you do that, I want everyone to know you are seeing the power of co-laboring together, also known as collaboration. Okay, you're seeing the power of two people that wanted to get to their next higher level and having vulnerable conversations and not trying to, think or act like you know it all. Like I literally had to tell John, listen, I have no clue about what you can do. Is it working for you?
No, I can't get my screen up on it.
Okay, what about, are you clicking at the bottom where it says present?
Yeah, but I don't use this. Oh, wait, here, I found it. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, can you see that?
Yes, I'm gonna bring that onto stage. There we go.
So this
You
this
guys
is,
are watching us, be vulnerable live,
yeah,
real
here.
time.
Can you see this? Did I
Yes,
the one that says how Google ranks businesses?
yes, I can see that one.
Okay. So this is very important. Google ranks you in the Google Maps by the review quality that you have. So more reviews equals more credibility. And then the review quality. So how high are your reviews?
So scroll down a little bit. I think we scroll down a little bit on your document.
Yeah, I don't think you're looking at the one I'm looking at.
Okay, there you go. Scroll down.
Yeah, that's not the right one.
Okay.
Yep.
So you want me to, I'll give you some time to get the right one.
Okay, you give me time and I'll see if I can find
Yeah,
it.
while you tell us. So what I want to continue to say while you do that is we're showing you the framework of $1 million marketing framework. And that's what John Collins and his company, LeadX22, has joined forces with me. I like the word join forces because it's, when you hear of joining forces, I don't know why, I just like military. I like military. I like things with a purpose and a passion. But this is what we've done, and we've been working on this literally since October. And little by little, together we are building this machine for me. Now he can build a machine for you because we all do different things. We all do things in a different way. But
Right. Yeah.
keep telling us about the Google reviews, because that's the last thing you started telling me. Like, Lucy, you got to get your Google reviews, and you're like inspecting everything I do, which is
Right.
good and challenging.
Yeah. So Google reviews are very important, and what they basically do is they rank you for how high up on the list you come. So let me see if I can get this. All right. Do you see this one?
Okay, let's see. I've got the map. Is that the map?
Okay. Yes. So what I did was I did a Google search on realtors in Orlando.
Okay.
All right. These first two are sponsored, so they're paying for to be at the top of this list.
Okay.
But what I want to show you is go down on the list a little bit more, and you can see this rating here is 4.9. This one is 5.0. Okay, they're number 2 on the list. So what are these people doing that's so great? Well, let's go look at their reviews, and you'll see that in their reviews, they're responding to each review. Here's a response, here's a response, here's a response. All of these are responding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what I want you to see is, if you go down on this list, let's go down 13, 14 people down here. Let's see, there was one down here. It was this one here. Now, they've only got 56 reviews, but they're still 5.0. They're making people happy. But why aren't they listed higher up? Well, the answer listing, they're not consistently responding to the reviews. They responded on this one, but that was 2 years ago. They didn't respond on this. They didn't respond on this. So basically, what it comes down to is you have to stay current on your reviews. Okay. You have to respond to those reviews. And even on the negative reviews, you want to respond to them positively. Now, what we do with reputation, we call it reputation management, is we're able to build that into our system and automate everything so that all you have to do is send the review out. They post the review and the system responds in a positive way. And so, and it's a nominal fee just for reputation management. It's under $100.
Right.
And what that does is it moves you up the list. So if somebody goes Fort Myers realtor, you come up on that first few right underneath the sponsor. You come up on those first few. That's what we're shooting for.
Wow. And this is all the evolution of the digital universe that we're living in. Because everybody knows Google has been around forever.
Yes.
Right? Everybody knows that, Google is the #1 search engine. YouTube is the second one because it's owned by Google. But are we really leveraging the power of that? And that's where LeadX22 and someone like John Collins and this collaboration that we have and this strategic partnership that we developed last year is really, unfolding itself. And that's why I was like, listen, we got to tell more people about this because we're onto something here. We are onto something, John.
I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I know a lot of the realtors, and I am shocked when I go on to some of the best realtors that I respect, and they have 7 reviews, and I'm saying, guys, you're missing it. You're missing the boat here. And here's what we do. Here's my offer. There is a link, and maybe we can put the link in there. To go to LeadX22, I have a free audit, that will print out all of this information on how you're doing and how you're ranking. And then we get together with you and say, okay, here's where we need to improve. Totally free. So
let's do this for everyone that's going to watch this now or later. If you want to, I don't know, use your phone and send it to me through the WhatsApp, I'll copy it, I'll put it, or my team will copy it and put it. We'll get it on here somehow because that's the intention. The intention is for you to know, okay, so what's Lucy up to and where is she going? Because I want people that are hungry, that are committed, that are coachable, that are ready, willing, and able to come on this journey. Listen, there's no competition. It's something so interesting when I look back at who I used to be. I look back at how I used to think. I look back on how I used to feel. I look back and I look upon how I used to react to things. And now that I'm observing, not judging, observing, I'm like, this person reminds me of when I used to feel X, Y, Z. This person reminds me of how I used to be. This, we start seeing ourselves in others. So what I'm saying is, we're all part of the same life, right? We're all living this thing called life. And so no one really escapes from the trials and the tribulations and the tests, but also the triumphs and the victories. And so that's why I said to you, I said, listen, let's talk about you. Let's talk about what you're helping me do. No ego, all, just collaboration, because A, we're going national. We're going national with Agents in the Trenches. B, you're bringing all this information. I don't have time to go learn this stuff. I don't have time to go do what you do. But together we're better, right? Together we're stronger. Yeah. So...
Well, and Lucy, you know how it is when you begin to help other people achieve their goals, your goals will be achieved as well. And I know it sounds, oversimplified, but it's true.
It is. The more you give, the more you get. I've been saying that so many times this week. It's like a mantra. The more I give, even yesterday at our Winners Wednesdays, I was, the more I give, the more I get, the more I get, the more I give, the more I give, the more I get, the more I get, the more I give, the more I give, the more I get,
Yep.
the more I get, the more. We need to tell ourselves that, because listen, if we're going to be honest, sometimes we don't feel like giving. We feel not appreciated. We feel not taken it, we not taken into account. We feel,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean we have to react to that.
No.
So yesterday we were talking about that, and that's what I love about this connection, is that we literally have a strategic partnership. I'm your student, I'm your mentee, you're my mentor.
No, I don't see it that way.
How do you see it?
I see us as just being partners in an amazing adventure.
Oh my, and it is.
Yeah.
Because let me tell everyone, this is what the Tony Robinses of the world are using. This is what the, Grant Cardones of the world are using. This is what the high performers. I mean, it doesn't matter who I see pop up on my social media, when you see the funnel, when you see the lead magnet, when you see the offer,
Yeah.
right? You see the offer, which is a lead magnet, then you see the upsell, then you see the funnel. This is a whole new universe. Break that down for us a little bit, because it doesn't matter what business you're in. You need to understand this language. It's not going to go away, is it, John?
No. And something that you said in the very beginning before you brought me on is, or maybe it was on something else. I always watch all of your videos, but principles, business principles are business principles.
Yes.
And so, the other thing that I think is important is, Lucy, I don't see you as a student because you have gifts I don't have. And I have gifts that you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when we bring those gifts together that something magical happens. And I think that's what we're in the middle of right now.
Yes.
So, and
That's
if anybody wants to get a hold of me, just go to leadx22.com and hit the contact us. And that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. And then if you're interested in reputation management, let me know.
Reputation management. I don't know if anyone, or whenever you share the link with us, I'll have one of the team members put it on the comments in this, because
Okay.
I think we really need to open our eyes to our reputation on Google.
Absolutely.
We have a reputation, and it's not like I haven't been teaching about this. Like I tell people, whether you're transmitting a message on social media or you're not, you're transmitting a message. You're either transmitting a message of value, or you're transmitting a message that I don't do anything.
Let's say you move into a new area and you're looking for a doctor. And so you do a search for doctors. Are you going to take the one with 7 reviews, or are you going to take the one with 250 5.0 reviews? I know which one I'm going to. Well,
It's so true.
it's the same way in our business.
It's so true. So just so everyone understands, in the little time that we have left, if you have any questions, let me tell you, there are people that are watching us here live that are excellent at what they do. And they're able to help so many people, and they are. But I know they're not national.
Yep.
I know they're not international. And yes, I've gone international, boots on the ground. But again, I want to wake up in the morning, and no pun intended, and no arrogance, or how can I say this? No pride, but I deserve, after, working and building my courses and teaching people since 2012, okay? I am worthy of scaling what I've done. And the only way that I can scale what I've done is by utilizing your knowledge, your expertise, to say, Lucy, let's build a community where people could go into the community, purchase the course, watch it whenever, however they want to watch it, whether it's on mobile device or their desktop or their phone. And I want to wake up in the morning and know that, A, I gave someone something of value, something that's going to help them.
Yes.
And B, I made some money, honey, because I always say no money, no honey.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. And
Tell
that's
us more about that
that's the
community.
best feeling in the world. That's the best feeling is knowing that you help somebody else achieve their dreams or move further in their career or whatever it might be. That's really what it's all about. I mean, we all want to make the money, but I think you reach a point in your life where you believe, because of your experience, that you have something to offer. And so then now you have a responsibility to offer it.
Right. Yes.
So,
Tell everybody a little bit. If someone was, let me use an example. I know there's a lot of mothers that are wanting to homeschool their children. Drop a number one in the chat if you know someone. I mean, especially the way the education system is nowadays, which is completely upside down and crazy. And, but yet they may not be able to just, I mean, they don't just want to homeschool their children. They want to be able to homeschool other children. How would a community like the one you're building for me help someone take that homeschooling, put it in their own community, and sell it to other mothers that want to also homeschool or educate their children in a organic platform?
well, if they had a system and had been doing it and had some experience, let's say they're on the third child and they've homeschooled each child, then you gain that experience. Okay, put that experience into videos, PDFs. You can do tests, and put all that, and then structure it so that people can go through this class. It's really, and then the nice thing is to try to not overcomplicate it, but the courses are located inside communities, and inside these communities we have the ability, much like Facebook, to comment, ask questions, and get help from other people in the community. And so if there's other people that have this, that have a question about something that you have knowledge in, that's a great way to connect with people.
And you're not at risk of Facebook deciding to
Shut
down on you. I mean,
Yep.
you're literally the creator, right, through your company of, it's like having your own private airplane, right? It's like
Yep,
having your own
exactly.
you don't have to wait for any airline to take you or delay you or, decide to cancel the
You
flight.
can monetize that as well. So a
Tell
little
us more
bit
about
of
that.
passive, a little bit of passive income. Once you take a course and you put it online and you begin to tell people that course is there, and people start to buy that course, then now you're making income, as we like to say, even while you sleep.
Yes,
I like that.
I like that too. It's called freedom. It's called financial freedom, right? So taking
Absolutely.
taking what you've done, taking what you've mastered, which is what you're guiding me through. And then that's why I call this, $1 million marketing, because literally you're taking what you've done or what you're doing, and now you're going to reposition it, repackage it, leverage it.
You
so that-
and I know this man. I'm just going to use him as an example. Myron Golden wrote a book 14 years ago. He has it online so that you can buy it. He's still making thousands of dollars 14 years later, and he's not doing anything.
You already did it. I know. I have to write a book.
Yeah,
I think I have inside of me like at least 3 books I know I can write. But so we're talking about millionaire or $1 million marketing, right? That's very attainable. You can start very grassroots. We're talking about your reputation online. What other things are you able to help, small to medium size, professionals, companies?
Well, I mean, the program that we have, the Lead X22, has a whole myriad of different aspects to it that we don't try to overwhelm people, but they're there if they want to. We have contact management, we have funnels, you can build a website on there, you can build forms on there, you can take appointments on there. It's an all-in-one program, and so really what we try to do is bring people in on one of the two main programs that we're focused on, and then see if we can find a solution with the other aspects of the program that maybe they could use. I mean, just trying to sell the entire program is too overwhelming for people.
Right.
So, but really, any aspect of business, we have invoicing, we can collect payments. So if you're a service provider, you know, we have a mobile app that you can text for payment while you're out in the field. You can answer your phone calls, your text messages out in the field. The mobile app is free once you come into the
Right.
program.
You were talking to us about that because now, just so everyone knows, John and I are going to be having a weekly huddle to really move this machine forward. A weekly huddle every week for the next 5 weeks. And you know what's something I was thinking about? I'm like, I think I'm going to download that app and I'm going to fall in love with this thing, because it's literally, from hearing you explain this app, it's like a whole operation at your fingertips. I mean,
it's the basics. Now, it's not as powerful as the desktop software, obviously, but the necessary things that you need while you're out in the field, it has.
wow.
And so you're always connected. We have something. Here's another thing. We got something called missed call text back. How many phone calls? Well, I'll tell you how many phone calls. 62% of phone calls to businesses go unanswered. Well, we have a program, a missed call text back program inside of the software that actually will respond with a text message, and AI will ask them questions, and so that it, you know, I set up a demo once for realtors where they missed a call and they wanted to know, you know, thank you for calling. You know, what type of house are you looking for? Are you purchasing? You know, how are schools important to you? How many bedrooms do you need? And then it takes that conversation and it emails it to you. So you're out at a showing on a house and you get a text message that Linda Brown wants a 4-bedroom, 3-bath in such and such an area.
Wow.
And so you can call them right back. You know, it's powerful.
This is definitely the future. The future is now.
Yes. Yep. It's
The
here.
future is now. I mean, if you guys are not jumping on this level of technology, you're literally like still using carbon paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're typing on a typewriter.
Xerox. Oh, yeah.
Remember? I think this is powerful.
46 words per minute. I just want you to know, on that old typewriter. So,
How many?
46.
46. I got up to 60.
Well,
Yeah, with short nails, I got up to 6. Man, but I mean, and I still remember ASDF JKL semicolon, right? ASDF JKL
Yep,
semicolon,
yep.
and you're like, but yeah, this is the future, and it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, you could be selling anything, and that's why I love this, because the principles and the system that you have is universal.
Yeah.
Plus, I remember I even asked you the question. I said, so you mean I could use this for my Spanish people? And you were like, yes.
Yes. In fact, you and I have been talking a little bit about Colombia, you know.
Yes, Colombia.
But
You know, we're
we're
going
going
to the world.
and that's something that we're doing with you too, is that we're going to have a wait list for Spanish classes, so that if people would like those classes in Spanish, that we can put them on that wait list and let them know when the next class is. So,
I think the biggest word that I can share with everyone watching is, this is taking everything you know you've been doing, and everything you know you're supposed to do, and everything that you haven't done that you should have done or could have done, and you're literally frameworking it and putting it on autopilot.
Yeah.
Would that be right? Automation, autopilot,
yes.
right?
So, yep.
Anything else you want to tell everyone before we say ciao ciao? I think this was great. I mean, this is a lot of value. I think everybody needs to look into this. This is, I mean, right up there with AI. I think that this is even more important to me. I believe this is more important than AI.
If somebody has a special interest, if we have enough people in a special interest, and they will write in and let us know what that is, I can be more prepared with share my screen, and we could, actually go through a system, how it works, if there's any interest there. So I would just invite people to let us know what interests them, what needs they have, and we'll see if we can come up with a program or a demonstration on it.
And I can tell you from being in the seat of, I know nothing about this stuff 6 months ago, people probably don't even know what they don't know.
No.
I didn't know what I didn't know. I just knew that I would see, Tony Robbins put up a class, and then you registered and it took you to another thing. And then you started getting a text and an email and a reminder and a link. And I'm like, how do they do this so fast? Until, I started seeing the behind the scenes, and then I got more exposed to it and more exposed to it. And literally, this is the future of automation. This is it. I mean, all the high performers are using this. So if you're not at least learning what this is all about, and especially if you ever want to reach that financial freedom of having your expertise and your knowledge working for you 24/7.
Well, it's part of time management. It frees you up and gets you out of some of those things that you had to do manually before. So,
well, John, you're going to be my co-host for the next couple of upcoming weeks. We've got a lot of things we're working on behind the scenes, not just for the marketing, for what you're doing to carry this vision forward, but also for the collaboration, for our national speakers. So we are actively on the hunt for speakers that bring a value proposition. So I'm so happy we kicked it off today. Any closing words you want to share?
Just thank you so much. You always energize me, and I just love spending time with you and thinking about what projects we have coming up. Life is an adventure. That's the way I think about it. So
I love
it.
Be
on this adventure with you.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for being a raving fan of Lucy Quiñones. I mean, hello. Together we are definitely better, and together we're stronger. So the power of collaboration is, unmatchable. Because alone, and trust me, I've always been that kind of person where I'm so independent that I would self-sabotage wanting to do everything by myself. But I want to say something in closing so everybody hears that I also I'm coachable and I have to listen, right? So one day you called me and you said, I don't know if I can tell you this, but there's something I want to tell you. And, I don't know how you would. I said, listen, just tell me. Tell me what if you were like, you're doing too much. You need to develop a structure. And then the next thing you said to me was, why don't you program everything 3 months in advance? And you know what? It's funny because it stuck with me. But I think I gave you an analogy that I always think of. And of course, I'm getting better at it, right? So we have the infrastructure, but there's still the breaking news moments. And I said to you, listen, my life is like a newsroom. Like, when do you have to run out and cover the news? When the news is breaking. But it's little things like that create in us, that mental process of, okay, there is a better way for me to do what I'm doing.
Let's just say this, Lucy, there's a system, but we all have to be ready to pivot if something comes up that we just need to be a part of. So the system is there, and then we just react if we need to.
Yes. Well, guys, I'm so happy you joined us. Thank you to everyone that commented, that shared. We're going to be bringing you so much more on this $1 million marketing strategies that we all need. Thank you, John. It was a pleasure having you on Agents.
Thank you very much.
All right. See you next time.
Okay.